Tell me when you're ready. Okay. Will you call the meeting of the Schaumburg Village Board to order for Tuesday, March 8th, 2022. We do ask that you turn off any electronic devices so we don't hear any of those wonderful ringtones that you have. First item is roll call. The clerk will please call the roll.
Trustee Gischke?
Present.
Trustee Madej?
Present.
Trustee Dunham?
Present.
Trustee Sullivan?
Present.
Trustee Clare?
Present.
Trustee Kozak?
Here.
President Daly?
Present. All present and accounted for this evening. Thank you. Next item is Pledge of Allegiance. And I would like to see if I can ask Marilyn, would you like to do Pledge of Allegiance?
Certainly.
Thank you.
Please rise.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Next item is the approval of minutes for February 22nd, 2022. Any questions, comments?
Motion to approve the minutes for February 22nd. Second.
A motion and a second to approve the minutes. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item is the approval of expenditures for $3,161,036.56.
Move to approve the expenditures as presented.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the expenditures as presented. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Gischke?
Aye.
Trustee Madej?
Aye.
Trustee Dunham?
Aye.
Trustee Sullivan?
Aye.
Trustee Clare?
Aye.
Trustee Kozak?
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays. Motion carries. Thank you very much. Next item is liquor license request. We have a request from Rashma Patel for one Class B liquor license for Neighborhood Liquors located at 1124 South Springing Scoot Road. New owner. Is this gentleman here? Someone here? Yeah. Please come forward. Okay. Just if you wouldn't mind, sign in for us. You need to sign in, right? Just sign in. We'll wait a minute for you to do that. And while you're doing that, then we'll ask you to tell us what changes or things might be going on at that location, or you're just taking over as a new owner.
So we are taking over as a new owner. We will bring new changes. Nothing to the building, just more customers and hopefully more attention to the liquor store.
Okay. 1124 South Springing School. Oh, I know where that is. Right.
Right on the
Okay.
corner of-
Yes. Okay. All right. We met before? No.
We met at a couple of functions.
Okay. All right. Yeah, and I knew the prior.
Yes, Samuel Patel.
Yes. Okay. All right. Well, good. Questions from the board? Yes, Trustee Madej.
For the operating hours for that.
It'll be the current hours.
Pardon me?
The current hours,
What are the current hours?
9 to 11.
Okay, thank you.
Other questions? No? Okay. Then the next step for you is to see the Liquor Commissioner's office, which is upstairs here, also the Mayor's office during normal business hours, and complete the paperwork necessary, background checks and all that, and then a liquor license will be issued.
Sure. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Okay. You can stay or leave if you wish. It's up to you. Okay. Next item is the consent agenda. Asked that the consent agenda will be read in its entirety. Voted on as one motion to approve. If you wish to discuss an item further, please indicate that when the item is read by the village clerk so that it can be removed from the consent agenda and discussed further under committee reports. Otherwise, all items will be approved as presented on the consent agenda in one motion to approve. Will the clerk please read the consent agenda?
Number 1, proclamations. A, Nursing Research Awareness Day, March 30th, 2022. B, Fair Housing Month, April 2022. C, Landscape Architecture Month, April 2022. D, Public Works Week, May 15th to 21st, 2022. 2, Engineering and Public Works Committee. The motion would be to approve a resolution eliminating the need for a surety bond requirement for permit work to be performed by the Village of Schaumburg on state-maintained right-of-way. B, the motion would be to approve supplement number 4 for National Parkway from American Lane to Gulf Road, Phase 2, engineering with Civil Tech Engineering of Itasca, Illinois, in the amount of $32,900 $938.88. C, the motion would be to approve an agreement for construction engineering services of Meacham Road from Gulf Road to Higgins Road with Hampton Lenzini and Renwick, Inc. of Elgin, Illinois, in the amount of $280,286, and approve the required resolution. D, the motion would be to approve the Meacham Road from Gulf Road to Higgins Road improvements, local agency agreement for federal participation, and approve the required resolution. E, the motion would be to approve an agreement for construction engineering services for National Parkway from Woodfield Road to Higgins Road with Hampton Lenzini and Renwick, Inc. of Elgin, Illinois, in the amount of $106,505, and approve the required resolution. F, the motion will be to approve the National Parkway from Woodfield Road to Higgins Road improvements, local agency agreement for federal participation, and approve the required resolution. G, the motion would be to approve ratification of expenditures for emergency sanitary sewer repairs with Concept Plumbing of Palatine, Illinois, in the amount of $91,578.75. H, the motion would be to approve the first-year renewal for on-site safety consulting services with Alliance Risk Control Services, LLC, of Lombard, Illinois, for a one-year period from May 1st, 2022 through April 30th, 2023, in an amount not to exceed the applied for year 2023 budget. 3, finance, legal, administrative, general government. A, the motion will be to approve the Finance Department monthly report for January 2022. B, the motion would be to approve the 2022 business plan for the Renaissance Schaumburg Hotel and Convention Center. C, the motion would be to approve the second amendment to the agreement by and between the Village of Schaumburg and the Schweiker House Preservation Trust for the preservation, maintenance, and promotion of the Schweiker House located at 645 South Meacham Road, Schaumburg, Illinois, and approve the required resolution. D, the motion would be to waive competitive bidding and approve an agreement with Scientel Solutions, LLC of Aurora, Illinois, for Detention Center Avignon System Upgrade, issue a purchase order in the amount of $161,152.53, and approve the required resolution. E, the motion would be to approve waiving the competitive bidding process and approve a purchase order for network support staffing services from Sentinel Solutions, LLC of Aurora, Illinois, in the amount not to exceed $58,380. F, the motion would be to adopt an ordinance designing surplus and terminating the Star Line TOD tax allocation fund and to remit payment in the amount of $328,424.34 to the Cook County Treasurer for further distribution. G, the motion would be to authorize the village manager and village clerk to execute the redevelopment agreement between the Village of Schaumburg and SD Construction, LLC of Schaumburg, Illinois, for 40 South Roselle Road. H, the motion would be to adopt an ordinance amending various sections of Titles 1 and 3 of the Schaumburg Municipal Code to incorporate socially appropriate and contemporary language. I, the resolution would be to authorize the village manager and village clerk to approve a Class B tax incentive for 1211 Tower Road, Schaumburg, Illinois, Thor, 1211 Tower Road, LLC. 4, Health and Human Services Committee. The motion would be to authorize the village manager to execute Amendment Number 2 to the agreement for the collection of soft recyclables with Simple Recycling Illinois, LLC of Solon, Ohio, and approve the required resolution. 5, Transportation Committee. The ordinance would be to amend, the motion would be to amend ordinance Title 7, Chapter 75, Schedule 6, Parking Restrictions in Parks. B, The motion would be to approve the resolution authorizing the village president to execute an intergovernmental agreement between the Village of Schaumburg and the Stop CPKC Coalition and authorize the village manager to expend an amount not to exceed $100,000 to support related legal, technical, public affairs, lobbying, legislative, and all other lawful actions. 6, Zoning Board of Appeals. The motion would be to approve a fence variation for Swan Trucking, Inc., 650 Morse Avenue. B, the motion would be to approve a site plan approval, landscape variations, and Woodfield Regional Center design review for Warehouse Distribution Center, 1211 Tower Road. C, the motion would be to approve a site plan amendment, building addition, landscape variation, and Woodfield Regional Center design review for U.S. Cellular 115 Commerce Drive. D, the motion would be to approve a sign variation for Schaumburg Public House, former Sam and Harry's, 1551 Thoreau Drive, Schaumburg Convention Center.
Poll, please.
Poll by Mayor Daley. 7, resolutions. The motion will be to adopt as resolution number R22-023, approving and authorizing the village president to execute the Second Amendment to the agreement by and between the Village of Schaumburg and the Schweiker House Preservation Trust regarding hours of operation of the Schweiker House located at 645 South Meacham Road, Schaumburg, Illinois. B, the motion would be to adopt as resolution R22-024, approving and authorizing the village manager to execute an agreement with Scientel Solutions, LLC. C, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R22-025, approving and authorizing the village manager and village clerk to execute a redevelopment agreement for 40 South Roselle Road between the Village of Schaumburg and SD Construct LLC. D, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R22-026, approving and authorizing a 6B classification for 1211 Tower Road, Schaumburg, Illinois, for 1211 Tower Road LLC. E, the motion would be to adopt as resolution R-22-027, authorizing the village manager and village clerk to execute amendment number 2 to the agreement for collection of soft recyclables with Simple Recycling, Illinois, LLC. F, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R22-028, eliminating the need for surety bond requirement for permit work to be performed by the Village of Schaumburg on state-maintained right-of-way. G, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R22-029, authorizing the village manager to execute supplement number 4 for National Parkway from American Lane to Gulf Road, Phase 2 engineering with Civil Tech Engineering, Inc. H, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R22-030, authorizing the village manager and village clerk to execute an agreement for construction engineering services of Meacham Road from Gulf Road to Higgins Road with Hampton, Lenzini, and Renwick. I, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R22-031, authorizing the village manager and village clerk to execute the Meacham Road from Gulf Road to Higgins Road improvements, local agency agreement for federal participation. J, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R22-032, authorizing the village manager and village clerk to execute an agreement for construction engineering services for National Parkway from Woodfield Road to Higgins Road with Hampton, Lenzini, and Renwick. K, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R22-033, authorizing the village manager and village clerk to execute the National Parkway from Woodfield Road to Higgins Road improvements, local agency agreement for federal participation. L, The motion would be to adopt as resolution number R22-034, approving an intergovernmental agreement between the Village of Schaumburg and the Stop CPKC Coalition, and authorize the village manager to expend an amount not to exceed $100,000 to support related legal, technical, public affairs, lobbying, legislative, and other lawful actions. 8, ordinances. The motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 22-014, granting a fence variation for Swan Trucking, 650 Morris Avenue. B, the motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 22-015, granting site plan amendment, building addition, landscape variation, and Woodfield Regional Center design review for U.S. Cellular, 115 Commerce Drive. C, the motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 22-016, granting a site plan approval, landscape variations, and Woodfield Regional Center design review for Warehouse Distribution Center, 1211 Tower Road. D, the motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 22-020, granting 017, granting a sign variation for Schaumburg Public House, former.
That pulled?
Yes, that item's.
Yes, as
will
soon
be-
as as soon as I read it. Former Sam and Harry's, 1551 Thoreau Drive, Schaumburg Convention Center, and that's pulled by Mayor Daly. So then E would be the motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 22-017 of the Village of Schaumburg, Cook, and DuPage Counties, Illinois, designing surplus and terminating the Star Line TOD tax allocation fund. F, the motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 22-018, amending various sections of Titles 1 and 3 of the Schaumburg Municipal Code to incorporate socially appropriate and contemporary language. G, the motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 22-019, amending Title 7, Chapter 75, Section 75.06, Schedule 6, parking restrictions in parks. This concludes the consent agenda.
Thank you. Look for motion to approve the consent agenda as read with
So moved.
Second.
Well, D under ZB.
item,
6D and 8D.
thank you. Hold for further consideration.
Yeah, okay. Kozak and Sullivan?
No, Kozak and Claire.
There, okay, thank you.
Yeah, give yourself.
And will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Bischke.
Aye.
Trustee Madej.
Aye.
Trustee Dunham.
Aye.
Trustee Sullivan.
Aye.
Trustee Claire.
Aye.
Trustee Kozak.
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays, motion carries. Committee reports, we have certainly the one item that I asked to be removed, which has to do with the signage for the new Schaumburg Public House, which was the former Sam and Harry's at the Renaissance Hotel. While staff has done a wonderful job in coming up with a design, in laying it out, it's great colors, nice size, and laid out well all over the place. There was one or two maybe signs that, in particular, I guess 2 signs, wall signs that we want to see changed. And I believe the board, I don't believe has any issue with the sign change, correct? So it keeps the Schaumburg Public House in there. It just brings it together and will look neater with the word Schaumburg. Village attorney has drafted some language to that effect.
So when we became aware of the desire by some of the board to pull the matter for further discussion, and that the goal of pulling it was solely that the word Schaumburg, the village's name, as depicted on the initial approved sign, split the words so that it appeared on 2 different levels, the Schaum on one level and Berg on another, would be that an appropriate way to resolve the goal of those elected officials, which apparently is the will of the board, would be to require, to accept the recommendation, but with an added condition. And so in the ordinance that you have before you, under section 2 of the ordinance, number 2, lowercase a, we've added a comma instead of a period after the date of January 31st, 2022, at the end of that sentence in A, comma, except that such plans shall be amended so that the word Schaumburg, in quotation marks, shall appear on a single line, and the size of the sign may be increased only so as to allow the same, meaning it may be increased, but just enough, if it's needed, to allow the village's name, Schaumburg, to appear on a single line. And so with that change, it's my opinion that that would be acceptable, and if anyone is so inclined, the motion would be to accept the recommendation under 6D, but with the added conditional language to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 22-020, granting sign variations for Schaumburg Public House, former Sam and Harry's, 1551 Thoreau Drive, Schaumburg Convention Center, the zoning number Z2201-07.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. Questions, comments? No, I think we do have concurrence. Will the clerk call the roll?
Trustee Fischke?
Aye.
Trustee Madej?
Aye.
Trustee Dunham?
Aye.
Trustee Sullivan?
Aye.
Trustee Clare?
Aye.
Trustee Kozak?
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays, motion carries. Thank you very much. Any other items for committee reports? I don't believe so. Comments from the audience, opportunity to come forward for item and discuss any items pertinent towards the village of Schaumburg. Here for anything in particular?
For the signage they just
Ah.
approved with the condition.
Okay, here we go. All right. Seeing no one else, council report.
I think I've said enough.
Yeah,
What I've got
okay.
tonight.
President's report, I have nothing for this evening. Manager's report? Okay, new business? None listed. Unfinished business? None listed. Trustee comments and mentions? Any more vacation, Trustee Fischke?
I have no more vacations scheduled in the foreseeable future.
Okay.
This week.
I do have something else to say, though.
Oh, okay. then go for it.
In addition to the other proclamations that we approved earlier today, today is also International Women's Day. And so I would like
Right.
to recognize all of the women that support the village of Schaumburg and the tremendous job that they do in making Schaumburg a great place to live.
Very good. Yeah. Lots of great postings on Facebook. Pictures taken
Yeah.
all throughout. in
All the-
Village Hall, Public Works,
Right.
Police Station, Fire Station. Yes, very good. Anything else? Nope.
Nope.
Over here? No? Look for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much.